Okay, so a warm welcome, everybody. I've been looking forward to this Zoom call all day. I'm fired up because I've just listened to Richard's Zoom call. So the title of this is Chairman Six-Figure Mentorship. And this is something that I want to do quite regularly. It's something that the other chairmen do. But each time it will have, it will come from a different angle. So today's session, and they're designed to be quite short and snappy. So I've planned for this to only be half an hour. Okay. I've planned for this to only be half an hour. So today's title is Your Current Situation is Not Your Final Destination. And I want you to just let that marinate, that your current situation is not your final destination. Who's fired up by that prospect? Give me a 2 in the chat box if that's got you fired up already. That your current situation is not your final destination. I want you to really digest that, because I'm going to be sharing some things today. I'm going to be bearing my soul. I'm going to be sharing some things. My mentor always tells me to own your truth. So I'm going to own my truth. I'm going to share some things with you today, and hopefully it will give you not just some motivation, but I want to give you something practical to take away as well. Fantastic. I see all those 2s. Excellent, excellent. And guys, and I mean that. Your current situation is not your final destination. So let's go straight into this training. If you've not already added me on Instagram, please do. Des, I think if you just search Des Ame, I'll come up, but Des_Ame Finance. So as always, guys, just a brief introduction. As you can see on the screen, I wear many different hats, literally and metaphorically. But I'm known in the industry as a wealth creation expert. I give a lot of talks, keynote speeches and so forth in different industries. And that's how I'm introduced as a wealth creation expert. Impact over income, guys. And as always, a little plug for I Am London. Give me a 3 in the chat box if you've got your ticket for I Am London. I cannot wait to have the whole squad in our back garden. Wow. I see you guys. Guys, if you haven't already done so, you don't want to miss this. Normally, we have to book flights, hotels, and all these things to go to an international convention. And we've got one in our backyard. So please, guys, don't waste this opportunity. Sound on my end sounds sketchy. Is the sound okay for everyone else? I've just got a private message that's a bit sketchy for some people. Sounds okay. Okay, it might just be your end. It may just be your end. So let's get that sorted. And again, another plug for funded accounts. Just make a note of that link, amefinance.com/funded accounts. Everyone is entitled to get a funded account. Visit that link for more information. Someone's written, how do we get tickets to this, please? If you log into your back office, there should be a link as soon as you log in right there. Otherwise, can you message me privately and I'll send you the link? I believe it's like events.im or something like that. But I'm sure, Bryony, can you try and get that link to her privately, please, if you don't mind? Thank you so much. But we'll get you the links, because that event is one not to be missed. Honestly, guys. Also as well, it's not just team building stuff. They have a whole day just on trading training. So all of the top educators like John Dollery, Christopher Derrick, they hold workshops, live workshops. So you get to learn from them directly. So it's not just team building, it is trading. It is top class, world class trading. So please don't miss out on that. The link has been put into the chat box as well. Thank you, David. So it's a whole day on trading, and you get to hear from the chairmen. It's fantastic. I could talk about it all day. So guys, let me go straight into the training. Success leaves clues. And one thing I really want to impress today, and guys, I'm going to say this really slowly because I really want it to marinate. We have to schedule success. Success doesn't just happen. Chairman for me didn't just happen. Being a six-figure trader for a lot of the people on this very chat didn't just happen. You have to schedule success. And I'm seeing a trait across a lot of people in the academy, and that's what we're leaving success to chance. That's what we're doing. We are leaving success to chance, and we're not scheduling success. So what does that look like? So scheduling success means actually having a plan in place that we're following in order to ensure success. So before I go into, how to schedule success, I want to share something with you. Okay. So I talk a lot about how, I was a broke school teacher, how I was living paycheck to paycheck and so forth. So today I was trying to find material this call. I was trying to find material for this webinar, and you guys got me digging out my old. Can you see this? This is my old iPhone 4. Okay, I haven't seen this for a while. I had to dig it out, and the reason why I had to dig out this phone is because I was looking for a particular text. When I was a broke school teacher, I used to get a text around, I think it was around the 4th or 5th of every month, and it looked something like this. Have a look at this, guys. I had to dig this up. So your account is beyond any arranged limits and has insufficient funds for payments. To avoid a charge, transfer 295 today by 3 p.m. Blah, 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 blah. Wow. That text is bringing back memories. Who can relate to a text like that? Guys, who can relate? Because this was my life. This was my life, you know? Guys, I'm not here to say that all teachers are broke. I'm not saying that at all. That was just my story. Maybe it was my bad money management. Who knows? But this was my life. Welcome to my world. You know, your account. So I've gone over my agreed overdraft. So my overdraft was 3,500, which was a legacy from when I was an undergrad. Then it got transferred to a graduate account, and it was I could never get out my overdraft. Whatever I did, I could never get out my overdraft. So imagine I'm going over my overdraft, and now I'm getting a text like this. And do you know what? It always used to come just after 8 o'clock when I was just getting to school. So I'm just psyching myself up for a day at school. Bam! This text used to just slap me around the face. Wow! I can see some people saying that they can relate. You know, I can see some people saying that they're still going through something. Guys, I can relate. I can relate. You know, I had credit card debts over £30,000. I had to hide my statements from everyone because I was embarrassed. So when I do those Zoom calls and I'm talking about living paycheck to paycheck, guys, I had to dig up my old phone just to show you guys. But what happened? What changed? I scheduled success. Success didn't just happen for me. I had to schedule success. I didn't leave it to chance. A lot of you are leaving it to chance. But because I scheduled success, now, you know, you can see here on the left-hand side, this is personal, but you can see my savings account. Because I've scheduled success, I've learned how to trade. I've put the time in, I've put the work in. So now I've got a savings account that I could only dream of just a few years back. Just a few years back. Because I've scheduled success. It didn't just happen overnight. So when I talk about scheduling success, I'm talking about this works, guys. What I'm about to share with you today, it works. If you take in what I'm going to share with you today, I promise you it will change your whole life. I scheduled success. Guys, it fills me with joy to share with you the second screenshot that I'm able to put something aside for both my children. So I've gone from receiving a text saying that I need to top up my account by 295 to now being able to have a savings account, you know, ensure that my children have a little lump sum. And that's just the start. We've not even got started yet. But why? Because I made a conscious decision to schedule success. This stuff is so important. So please ensure that you catch these nuggets that I'm going to be dropping today, because it's real. I dug out my phone today, and as I read that text, guys, I almost had a tear in my eye, because I remember being on that DLR. I remember getting that text. I remember thinking, Lord, when's my situation going to change? And it was on that same DLR that I finished reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I said, you know what? I know too much. Everything changes now. Somebody write, everything changes now. Everything changes now. Everything changes now. I made a conscious decision that everything was going to change. And now I'm so blessed, happy, and grateful that I can make multiple six figures. And I say that not to impress you. I say that to impress on you the importance of scheduling success. So let's move forward. Okay. So just basic stuff, guys. How many of you have completed the I Am Academy? How many of you have completed I Am Center and you've gone through the 100, the 200, and the 400 series? Be honest. Put a 3 in the chat box if you haven't really completed it. if you haven't completed it and you know, you've been in it a while and let's be honest, you know, of course not. Of course we haven't. But if we had scheduled success and said, you know what, I'm going to put an hour aside. Okay, so I've seen that message. Thank you. I'm going to put an hour aside to actually go through the academy. I'm going to be disciplined. It's all about discipline, because you know what? Life can get in the way. But if you schedule it and say, do you know what? Between 7 and 8, that's my time. And I'm going to learn this stuff because my why is huge. And then schedule a plan so that within 3 weeks, you've gone through the whole thing, or within 4 weeks, whatever it may be, but you've scheduled it. Success is not an accident. You have to be very purposeful about success. You have to be purposeful. What educators are you following? What products are you plugged into? You guys, you have a 6-figure opportunity in your hands, but what you're doing is you're just letting it slip through your fingers. Today, I took a phone call from someone. I'm going to see if she's on this call. I took a phone call from someone, and her exact words were this: I'm just not getting it. It's been a week and I'm not getting it. I don't think this is for me. Guys, I couldn't even respond. I didn't even know what to say. The person said it's been a week and they're not getting it and they're thinking about quitting. Like, I just don't understand. Guys, this is sensational. But so many people give up too easily. But what I'm going to share with you today, I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't think that's going to happen. What educators are you following? What products are you plugged into, guys? We have to schedule success. Have you set an alarm? Guys, look at my alarm. Look at my alarms. And don't think for a second that I've just put this on here just for this call. I set alarms because I know I can get busy. I've got my alarm set for certain Zoom calls. So I know when Manny's Zoom calls come, 5 minutes before Manny's Zoom calls, I get an alarm. Before John Dollery's Zoom call in the evenings, Tuesdays and Thursdays, I get my alarm set because I'm scheduling success. That time is my time. So just a very basic team building plan, okay? A very basic one. This is not even a really extensive one. So this is my basic team building plan. 30 minutes to 60 minutes each day, I'm doing mindset, or I'm listening to an audiobook. That's non-negotiable for me. I have to do that. I schedule it. It's the first thing that I do. I'll get me some Jim Rohn, some Gary Vee, or I'll listen to, right now I'm reading The Motivational Myth. The Motivational Myth, okay? I have to get that time in. Then I'll do 60 minutes a day of peaking 3 to 5 people. Guys, success is not an accident. I schedule that time. A lot of people say that they want to earn multiple 6 figures, but they're not scheduled anything. It's all dibby-dabby. I'll do a little bit here, I'll do a little bit there. Schedule it. So 1 hour a day, I've scheduled to peak 3 to 5 people, often picking up the phone and physically calling someone to have a conversation with them. Once I peak them, I send them the AFA 15-minute video. If you've not seen the 15-minute video, the link is on your screen, amafinance.com/academy. It's a 15-minute video. It's just me giving a very quick overview. A lot of people want to sign up just after that 15-minute video. But if after that 15-minute video, they still want more information, well, I signpost them to my most recent webinar, because I always put my most recent webinar under amafinance.com/full presentation. So I signpost them to that at the end of my 15-minute presentation. I say, if you want to, if you want to hear the full presentation, go to amafinance.com. And I even put the link in the description because it's a YouTube video. So you can see there's a little system going on. So if I'm doing that every single day, I've scheduled 60 minutes because my why is huge. And because I want, guys, I've not even included my chairman money that I've started receiving now. I've not even included that money. That's over 6 figures. They said it was 10K a month. Just last week alone, 5K a month got deposited into my account. And they told me it's a chairman bonus that you receive every month. I wasn't even acutely aware of the chairman bonus. But why? Because I scheduled that time in. I peaked 3 to 5 people each day and plugged them in. So if after the 15-minute video, I could still plug them into a webinar, I could invite them to an event. I'm purposeful. I do things on purpose because it's scheduled. If I send them the 15-minute video, I schedule a follow-up. I don't leave it to chance. When I send them the video, I say to them, when do you think you'll have time? When do you think you'll have time to watch this video? Oh, I think I'm going to watch it Monday evening. Oh, fantastic. So do you mind if we touch base, let's say Tuesday evening, so that we can review what you watched? Yeah, that's fine. Guys, now they're going to watch it because they know that we've got a follow-up call planned. So I'm very purposeful and I'm scheduling the success. I'm not leaving it to chance. So let me just share with you a very quick story, real quick. It's a 2-minute story and it's linked to what I'm going to go on to. And I promise you it's going to change your life. When I was applying for the job at George Green School, the second school that I went to. So before I go on, actually, guys, how's everyone doing? Can someone give me a 4 if they're still with me and still fired up? Who's still fired up? Who's still fired up, guys? I want to know who's fired up. So if I'm being direct, but it's because I know most of your whys, and I know that a lot of you are missing it. You're missing a trick, and it's frustrating because I know how powerful. Guys, I left an event on Saturday. I know Chanel was at the event. I know Lady Abundance was at the event. You know, and there's people at the event that are making serious money, and there's people in our group that I want to be making that money, but they're letting the opportunity slip through their fingers. They're letting the opportunity slip through their fingers. So guys, when I can see all the 4s. Thank you guys. Excellent stuff. So I can see a few people probably get a bit nervous seeing that picture. So when I applied for the job at George Green School, when I went for the interview, they told me 2 things that were concerning. The first thing that they said was that the school had been at the bottom of the league tables for the longest time. I think they said for about 20, 25 years, or since the beginning of time, whenever it was. They just said that we've been at the bottom of the Tower Hamlets school league tables. I said, oh, okay, what have I got myself into? The second thing they said was that the year group they wanted to give me, because I was going to be in charge of a year group, they said that the year group that they wanted to give me had their prior attainment was awful. So I was joining this year group halfway through their year 7 experience. No, so not halfway through. Yeah, no, it was all right. Yeah, it was about halfway through. It was around February. And they said that, you know, the data was so bad that they were petrified as to their final outcome when they leave in year 11. So, you know, me being me in my interview, I'm like, you know, I'm bigging myself up. I'm saying I'm going to save the world. I'm going to do this intervention and that intervention, blah, 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 you know, just bigging it up. And, you know, they gave me the job. Now, when they gave me the job, my first week, they shared with me the actual data of this year group. So we're talking about 200 students. Guys, I kid you not, it was worse than I could have ever imagined. It was awful. Their prior attainment, i.e. their grades from primary school, was beyond dire. Like it was almost like there was no saving these kids. And to make matters worse, when I spoke to the children, their confidence was rock bottom. Like everything was, I can't do it. I'm no good. I'm thick. I'm this. I'm that. I'm blah, blah, blah. It was a dire situation. And I didn't know what to do. I genuinely didn't know what to do. And I remember being introduced to the staff and they started bigging me up, you know, as Des, you know, he's going to do this, he's going to do that. They're reciting all the things I said in my interview. And I'm thinking, guys, just stop talking because I'm not sure I can actually help with this situation. Like you guys didn't tell me how bad it actually was. Like I was worried, guys. I was genuinely worried. So I spent a lot of time just kind of looking for something that could really help in this situation. And I came across this lady that you can see on your screen. Her name is Carol Dweck. And she said this: no matter what your ability is, effort is what ignites that ability and turns it into accomplishment. When I read that, I said, wow. And then I realized that if I was going to have any success with this year group, I had to change their mindset. You see, Carol Dweck spent a lot of time studying motivation, and she studied successful people and what made them successful. But in particular, she was concerned with a particular kind of person, like people that had faced setbacks but had gone on to acquire great amounts of success. Let me give you some examples. So people like Michael Jordan. Do you know that Michael Jordan was cut from his 9th grade basketball team? He was cut. Now, most people, when they're cut from their 9th grade basketball team or any age, that could be the end. Because I see a lot of you you've blown an account, you've not got your 2 and 3. Somebody said no to you when you prospected them and you give up. So Michael Jordan, he's trying to be, he's trying to progress in his basketball career. He's cut from his ninth grade basketball team. Guys, Michael Jordan went on to be one of the greatest basketball players that's ever graced the planet. She went on to study people like Walt Disney, who was fired from one of his earlier jobs. And he was told that he had no imagination. Imagine, Walt Disney was told he had no imagination. I'm reminded of people like Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs, who was fired from his own company. Guys, can you imagine the humiliation of being fired from your own company? But he went away. He licked his wounds, but then he regrouped, came back on fire. And then we had the surge of, not just the iPhone, but the iPod, the iPad, everything, just the whole company just reinvented itself and came back fighting. She studied people like this. And she said this. She said that there's 2 types of mindset. People either have a growth mindset or a fixed mindset. Now, here's the realness. A lot of you on this call, you have a fixed mindset. And that's what's stopping you from winning. I'm just being completely honest. And I'm speaking to someone right now, and this is resonating. Sometimes it's hard to hear the truth, but I'll always be real. Now, the secret about going chairman or being a 6-figure trader is having a growth mindset. Now, I spent a long time studying other chairmen. When I wanted to be a chairman, I studied other chairmen because success leaves clues. I wanted to know what do the chairmen do? So I noticed that the chairmen had something in common, and it was this growth mindset. Now, here's the thing. That year group that I mentioned before, I introduced them to this concept, and it was a 5-year project, guys, but everything that we did, every single intervention that I put in place was geared around this whole notion of growth mindset. I taught them explicitly how to have a growth mindset. I taught them the difference between a growth mindset and a fixed mindset. And by the end of the 5 years, when they took their GCSEs, guys, they smashed their GCSEs. Not only were they, not only did they achieve some of the best results in Tower Hamlets, but they ended up in the top 25% of schools in England and Wales. It was a phenomenal achievement. The whole school had a party. Brandy, remember, the head teacher, there was so many celebrations that went on. It was one of the greatest days in the school's history. They couldn't believe that this year group had achieved such success. And the reason why was because they adopted this growth mindset, guys, what I'm about to introduce you to. It was just a conscious decision to say that they were going to have it. They just bought into it. And the reason why they bought into it was because they understood that hard work and effort is greater than natural ability. Hard work and effort is greater than natural ability. So let's quickly just go through. So someone with a growth mindset embraces challenges. Fixed mindset avoids challenges. Does that sound like anyone? So when the going gets tough, how do you react when the going gets tough? A growth mindset accepts criticism and negative feedback as constructive. Fixed mindset rejects criticism and is hurt by negative feedback. Growth mindset equates reward with effort. Here's this word effort again. So with this year group, it was all about effort. I did one of the interventions I put in place. It was called, I got rid of grades. This is one of the things I've done. I got rid of grades. I said, I'm not even going to show you your grades anymore. From now on, you're just going to receive effort grades. That was one of the biggest things I did. I gave them effort grades. So rather than them getting actual grades at the end of each term, I said, forget about your grades. I'm just going to show you your effort grades. So if you're not making enough effort, then you're gonna have a sanction, or then there's gonna be an intervention. Then I'm gonna be meeting with your parents. Then you're gonna go to the next level. It was all about effort. Everything was about effort. So I did something called, everyone got a gold tie who was in the top 25% for effort. So I rewarded effort. That was the hallmark of my interventions. Effort being at the heart of everything. Fixed mindset expects reward without effort. Growth mindset persists in the face of setbacks. Fixed mindset, let setbacks derail them. That one sticks out to me. When you're going through something tough, do you let it derail you? Or do you persist? You see, the problem was, when I first joined the school, I used to hear things like, sir, I'm no good at maths. Sir, I'm no good at this. Sir, I can't do this. And you know, a kid will tell themselves they're no good at maths, and they will go the whole of their school journey telling themselves they're not good at maths. Do you know how powerful words are? Words are so powerful. So they tell themselves this to the point where it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. How many of you have lived that self-fulfilling prophecy? You've told yourself you're not good at something. So guess what happens? You're not good at it because you've already told yourself you can't do it. So your mind just accepts it. Even now, there's people on here now that probably still believe they're no good at maths. Whereas someone with a growth mindset will say, hey, I'm not good at maths now, but guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to do extra maths. I'm going to do my maths. I'm going to get past papers. I'm going to do extra tuition. I'm going to do maths over and over and over again until it goes in. Welcome to my world of trading. So I knew I wasn't going to get trading straight away. I wasn't the sharpest when it came to trading, but I knew one thing: I wasn't going anywhere. I was not going to give up. I was going to stay in the space. I was going to keep practicing over and over and over again until it went in, because I've got a growth mindset. I understand that effort and hard work is greater than any innate ability. And I knew that if I just kept working at it and kept working at it, I would eventually get it. Learns from failure. It's often said that, we don't make losses, we pay for lessons. Talent is developed. What more can I do? Guys, this stuff, if you catch it, guys, if you just tell yourself that you are going to have a growth mindset with everything that you do, I promise you, forget about the money, forget about the multi six figures, forget about all of that. I promise you, you will be successful at anything that you put your mind to, as long as you adopt a growth mindset. And adopting a growth mindset is as simple as just saying that I'm going to have a growth mindset. Because as soon as I read this stuff, I got excited, because I knew that whatever I put my mind to, I was going to get it. Even if it took 3 years, I wouldn't give up. I would keep going. It really is as simple as that. So I ask you guys, which one do you have? A fixed mindset or a growth mindset? Which one do you have? It's a rhetorical question. You don't necessarily have to, okay, you can type if you want. But it's just something to ponder over. What kind of mindset have you had up until now? Because people like Michael Jordan, he has a growth mindset. Because it would have been easy for Michael Jordan to say, I've been cut. I'm no good. I'm not a good basketball player. I can't do this. But no, behind the scenes, if you knew the hours that Michael Jordan put in to crafting his skill before he went on to conquer all. Let me read some of these comments. Even I blow all my caps because of greediness, but keep hope. Can I change between? Of course, absolutely. If you had a fixed mindset, from today onwards, you can just say that I'm going to have a growth mindset. You can switch in between the two. Sorry, you can switch from one to the other as simply as saying, I'm going to have a growth mindset. Hard work and effort is greater than innate ability. Do not let challenges derail you. And those two central messages today: one, scheduling success, and two, having a growth mindset is the secret to having multiple six figures. Because you've got the tools, you've got the academy. So you've got everything that you need with the academy. You just need to schedule success in order to learn it. And in terms of, going chairman, you just need to schedule success and adopt a growth mindset. So one of the things when adopting a growth mindset is coming outside your comfort zone. Have a look at your screen. We talk a lot about your comfort zone being your broke zone, but let's break this down even further, because there are other zones. Everyone loves to be in their comfort zone. Who doesn't? You know, we were in the womb for 9 months. It was comfortable. Then when we came out, guys, it was hard coming out, but we came out. The fear zone. We find excuses. We all do it, guys. You know, oh, it's late. You're meant to do an hour on IM Center, but it's late. We find excuses all the time. Your why should be bigger than your excuses. Are you affected by other people's opinions? A lot of entrepreneurs have been called crazy. But you know what? If you want to make crazy money, sometimes you have to be a bit crazy. Extend your comfort zone. Get into the learning zone. Acquire new skills. And then we start heading to the growth zone. Real growth can only occur when you step outside your comfort zone. Guys, half the things that I do now they don't come naturally to me. I had to learn how to edify. I had to learn how to do an effective three-way call. I had to learn how to invite. People think that, you know, you have to be this great salesperson in order to go chairman. Guys, I built half my business just being the best inviter. I learned the perfect invite and I used it to get people onto, my upline Zoom calls. I had to learn these skills. I came outside my comfort zone. I learned how to do Zoom calls. I learned how to edify. I learned all of these skills and I just did them again and again and again. Did I suck the first time? Yes, I did. But I just did it again and I did it again and I did it again until it got better. So I want to leave you with this. And I know I say it again and again, it's because it's so powerful. It's from Mike Tyson. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. Guys, you are going to get punched in the face. Trading and team building wise, you are going to get punched in the face. If you think that you're going to go from zero to being a six-figure trader without getting punched in the face, then, you know, this may not be for you. You are going to blow an account. You are going to face some losses. You are going to, it's going to be a day before your subscription is going to come out your account and you're going to be thinking twice. You're going to be thinking, I'm not getting it. I'm not making any money. A lot of people think they're going to make six figures in their first month. A lot of people join and then, week 2, they're like, why am I not a millionaire? Guys, this opportunity is huge, but you have to put the work in. You're not going to be a millionaire in week 2. I wasn't, certainly. I didn't really start making, decent profits. I joined February last year and I started making decent profits, bearing in mind that I was slow and I never had what you guys have in terms of the structure and the webinars and stuff. But I didn't really start making like decent money until the summer, maybe just after the summer. I was slow, to be fair. I was slow. So I'm not saying that has to be everyone's story, not at all. But I was patient. I was patient with the process. You're going to get punched in the face. What are the punches you're going to take? You're going to try and team build because you want to go chairman. People are going to say no to you. That's normal. That's absolutely normal. Get used to hearing no, guys. That's absolutely normal. But you know what? A no is never a no. A no is just a not right now. It's just a not right now. Even just now, as I was about to come on this webinar, I received a message from someone. I literally just received a message from who I prospected about 6 months ago. I'm not sure if you can see that. Probably can't see that. And literally, it couldn't have been timed any better. And it simply said, I don't know if you can see that. I'll read it out to you. It says, hey, Des, trust you well. I'm ready to learn more about trading now. I recall you run a Monday evening meeting. Is it online or face-to-face? That came in today. Just look at the time of it. Just as I was preparing for this webinar. A no is never a no. It's just a not right now. So don't worry. Every time you hear a no, you're just getting closer to a yes. But a no is never a no. Never burn bridges. Just find ways to stay in touch because people are always watching. I think Jackie said it earlier on in the chat. People are always watching, either watching to see you win, watching to see you fail, but they're watching. You blow an account, that's normal. Put a 5 in the chat box if you've ever blown an account. Put a 5 in the chat box if you've ever blown an account. That's normal. It's part of the learning process, guys. It's part of the learning process. I see Ossie. Now he's like, Ossie was one of the most optimistic, but slightly like pessimistic about trading, so about team building. He was like, I don't want to share this with anyone until I see this is working for me. I said, okay, bro, no problem. Now, see Ossie, singing classical music in PBRs, and quoting and doing PBRs and so forth. The guy's on fire because now, now he's seen the power. So now, we sat in that room. Guy starts playing classical music. We're like, is he lost the plot? And then it all came together. We're like, this guy is like he's on another level. He's taking things to a whole new level. Like, it's incredible. But in the early days, he would have blown accounts. But that's normal. I want you to know this is normal. A team member drops off. You're trying to get to chairman, but someone drops off. Guys, that's normal. I've lost beasts. As I was building to chairman, I've lost beasts. I've lost people that, had big teams and they've left. It's normal. Don't let that derail you. Remember, what's a growth mindset? I don't let setbacks derail me. You derank. Deranking is normal. It's normal, but that comes with a caveat. If you build properly, like the way that I like to build, deranking should never happen. If you build properly and you hit ranks with momentum, that shouldn't happen. But if it does happen, what are you going to do? You have to regroup and build again. It's not a problem. No upplines, but guys, this time last year, we all faced a devastating blow, myself included. It probably hit me harder than everyone else. My upline left the business. Imagine the person who sponsored me in the business, who got me started, who helped me get to P2K, who was my friend, my mentor, my daughter's godfather. Guys, the guy left the company. The guy just left. Like, one day he's here, the next minute he's not. I didn't know what to do. That if there was any punch in the face that's affected me the most, it was probably that. Like, your upline's gone. I was leaning on him. The guy's guiding me. He's my mentor. He's gone. He's left the company. Punch in the face. I didn't know what to do. It was a hard time. The whole company, I wasn't a lead. You guys see me now as a leader. I wasn't a leader then. I was just in the group. A few messages here and there. That was it. I wasn't a leader, not like the leader you see now. But I was speaking to Kofi yesterday and he came out with a phrase. He said, sometimes you have to cut down the trees. I can't remember the phrase now. It was something about cutting down the trees. But however, that was the making of me. I look back on it now and it was the making of me. Because it was from that moment that I realized that I needed to step up and be a leader. Like, the whole team was in disarray and it needed leadership. And I had to step up. So here's what I want to impress on you. I want to say 3 things. When you're going through a crisis, I want you to ask yourself 3 things. 1, what's the lesson? What's the lesson? What's the lesson? If something bad happens to you, ask yourself, what's the lesson? Or what's the opportunity? What's the lesson or what's the opportunity? Because if you approach every situation like that, or every problem, or every punch in the face like that, I promise you, you will digest it better and you will make something of that situation. So my upline left, punched in the face. After I finished licking my wounds, I saw an opportunity, and it was an opportunity to galvanize the team and become a leader. If there's no lesson, if there's no opportunity, then maybe your experience was necessary in order for you to be an example to someone else. You can't get people to join. You can't get your 2 and 3. Do you know how many people are like, they want to quit because they can't get their 2 and 3? I just look at them like they're on crack. Like, you're going to let going 2 and 3 stop you from achieving multiple 6 figures. So guys, let me wrap this up because it was designed to be short. The problem with I Am Academy is that it's only £185 to get started. And a lot of you miss the fact that it's a multi-6-figure opportunity. It's a multi-6-figure opportunity. I've been able to carve out a lifestyle for my family, for my colleagues and so forth, because I understood that the opportunity was huge. But a lot of you are missing the opportunity. And that's why I wanted to be really direct today. This is a multi-six-figure opportunity, but you only paid 180. And that's why a lot of you miss it, because you don't value it. You don't value it. If you paid 10K for this, you would value it. But because you only paid 180 and you're only paying 130 a month, you don't value it. Because if you valued it, you would schedule success. You'd put a plan in place. You would imagine if you put effort into getting people on the Monday webinars, like real effort. Like you picked up the phone call, you had a VIP list, and you actually went through. You know, you went through every single person in your VIP list, and you kept adding to your VIP list. Imagine what would happen if you treated this like a real part-time or full-time job. Like you actually put effort into it. You actually schedule time and said, I'm going to build my business because I want those six figures. But we don't. We're just dibby-dabby. We're just like a little bit here. I'll send a message here, maybe make one phone call. I'll talk to my colleague at work. No, I'm talking about actually scheduling success. I'm talking about actually picking up the phone and making those calls. Because it doesn't just happen. A lot of you think it just happens. You know, the money that I'm able to have in my account, in my children's account, it didn't just happen. I had to put the work in. Being a six-figure earner in network marketing didn't just, guys, I'm a baby in this industry. All those other chairmen have been in network marketing from day dot. From day dot, I'm a baby. I just started last year and I'm making six figures. I'm a baby, but I'm making six figures in this industry. Why? Because I put in the damn work. I picked up the phone and I made the calls. Because my why was huge. My why was huge. I made the calls. I wanted six figures, so I put in the work. I wanted the lifestyle, so I put in the work. When Michael said to do X, Y, and Z, I did X, Y, and Z. When I watched the chairmans online and they said, do this, do that, master this, master that, master edification. Someone said, what's edification? Edification is knowing how to properly introduce someone so that you can build trust. Because here's the problem. A lot of the people in your circle, they trust you on a personal level, but they don't trust you when it comes to making them financially free. That's the reality. And the reason why is because they're too familiar. So if you go to them and say, hey, I've got a six-figure opportunity for you, then they're not going to take you seriously because it's just not there yet. Like I wasn't there yet. So what you do is you edify someone that has the results and you plug them to that person. You say, look, I want to introduce you to someone. I want to introduce you to someone who's a multi-six-figure earner in trading, however you want to edify the person. But what you're doing by bigging them up and edifying them and showing their credentials, you're building trust, because now they're going to trust that person you've edified because they trust you at a certain level. You've edified that person, so they trust your edification. They just don't trust that you can help them make multiple six figures because you're not making multiple six figures yet. That's normal. Same with me. When I was prospecting people, I didn't have the results. So I edified people that did. Okay? That's why it's important. So guys, I'm going to end it there. I just want to give a quick, for those of you that are still looking for something to plug into, because if you're already plugged into something, stay plugged into it. But I just want to give a quick shout out to the product called Steady. And the reason why is because yesterday when I was at the event, I was getting, I haven't started using it in its full entirety yet. Disclaimer, I'm still plugging into the webinars. But a lot of the people at the event were talking very highly of this product. Like it's had 100% success. It hasn't lost. And John Dollery is one of the best traders in the world. He uses institutional trading. This is phenomenal. So if you're looking for something to plug into, this is definitely something to take seriously. Yeah, the feedback from it yesterday was insane. And I'd be doing you a disservice if I didn't share it with you. So his sessions are Tuesday and Thursdays at 9 p.m. UK time. And the link for his Telegram group is on your screens. I want to share with you what I'm currently reading. I'm currently reading this book. Those of you that want to go chairman, I'm currently reading and when I say currently reading, I mean, I started it today. Shabazz recommended it in our group. So I said, you know what? Success leaves clues. Shabazz is making 25K a month. If he's read this book and he's edified it, I want to read this book too. So I purchased it, and I'm just in love with it so far. It's called The 4-Color Personalities for MLM, Multi-Level Marketing, the secret language for network marketing, by Tom Big Al Scrater. Probably pronounced that wrong. Okay, guys, if you have got some value from this webinar, please put flames or a 5 in the chat box, please, guys. Guys, this is powerful stuff. I promise you. This is powerful, powerful stuff. You know, just, it's so frustrating because I know how this can impact your life, guys, but you've just got to put in the work. I wish I had a magic wand that I could just say, here you go, boom, 6 figures. But the reality is you got to put in the work. You got to schedule success. Got to schedule it. But I bet a lot of you don't even have a plan. You just glide through the week, gliding through the week, hoping for the best. That's not how success happens, guys. You've got to schedule it. Put a schedule in place. What are you going to do differently? Tell me. Let's put in the chat box. What are we going to do differently this week? What are we going to do differently this week? What are we going to do differently this week? What's going to change? Because nothing changes if nothing changes. So what are we actually going to do differently? Talk to me. Schedule time to prospect calls. Love that, Katie Evans. Fantastic. Protect my capital. Brilliant. I'm going to study. Excellent. Put in the time for the study. Writing in my things to do book. Excellent, D. Brilliant. Mindset and discipline myself. Start prospecting. Go through the academy fully. Yes. You know, guys, I did that. I started the academy, then I stopped, and then I was like, no, I've got to go through the whole academy. I had to schedule it. Listen, guys, I can't start my day without the mindset stuff. I can't. I feel, you know, like when you haven't had a wash. That's how I feel when I haven't had my mindset. Prospecting more. Pack my clothes to visit my boy Desert and the academy. Excellent, excellent stuff. Guys, nothing changes if nothing changes. So if you leave this Zoom call and you're still the same person, not only have I failed, but you're failing yourself. You have to make changes. Let this be a wake-up call. Guys, I appreciate you. I said I wanted to keep this short. It's fairly short. It's shorter than normal. So guys, thank you so much. I hope you got value. I'm going to end the recording so it's not too long.